This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
It's hard to come to work every day and see dry fields, weeds, and ditches.
The ongoing drought continues to put the pinch on Nevada's agricultural communities, particularly in Lovelock, where the lack of water is shrinking its economy and population. Continuing coverage of our drought tops Channel 2 News at 5 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Ariana Bennett. Wendy and Kristen are off tonight. Thank you for joining us. Well, 2 years ago, Lovelock farmers only received 10% of their annual water allocation. During the 2 summers since, they haven't had any water to irrigate their fields. Paul Nelson shows us how the drought is affecting this northern Nevada community.
This canal delivers water to about a third of the acres of farmland around Lovelock, but over the last 2 years, it hasn't seen a single drop, leaving behind a ditch full of weeds. The lack of water has left one of Lovelock's biggest economic drivers in the dust. After all, their water allocation can't get any lower than 0%. That's exactly what they've had the last 2 years.
As far as I know, we're the worst in the state. I can't think of anybody that does flood irrigation and any kind of an irrigation district that's any worse than we are.
No water means no crops for most farmers.
Typically, on a normal year, we'll put up 27,000 tons, and we put up 0 hay this year.
Mike Phillips says many ranches have had to lay off workers. 22 lost their jobs at his ranch alone. That ripple has been felt throughout town with a shrinking population and revenue.
We're going to reach a point here to where something's going to have to give. You know, we either get water and we get employees back in, or we'll have to start cutting services.
Lovelock's farmers depend on water storage at the Rye Patch Dam on the Humboldt River, but no water is flowing and the reservoir is only 5% of its capacity.
We are trying to make a living on the bottom end of one of the most meager stream systems in the driest state in the nation.
Most farmers here haven't planted crops in at least 3 years, and as fields wither away, some are using them for their cattle to graze. And during a time when they should be cutting hay, they're plowing the fields to prevent wind erosion.
As the wind comes across, it breaks up that turbulent air factor.
You might think the summer rain has helped, but Phillips says it's only making weeds grow faster. In fact, his budget for weed removal has tripled this year. While most of these farmers do have crop insurance, it doesn't make up for more than 2 years of lost production. All they can do for now is prepare for better days.
For us, with 7,500 acres, we can't do it overnight, so we're starting early on a gamble that we will have water for next year.
Even if we do have a wet winter, there's still plenty of work for the farmers to do to get prepared for next summer, and that includes getting rid of all these weeds from this canal just to get it operational again. Covering the big story in Lovelock, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.